Hi Flosstube,
I'm Rolanda.
and I'm Kylie.
And this is
Rose Crafty Corner. Welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us today. We're so grateful that you've chosen to spend some time with us. Whether you've seen us before or you're new to our channel, thank you.
Welcome or welcome back.
Yes. We are primarily a cross-stitch channel, although occasionally we do have some other crafts, but today I'm pretty sure it's all about cross-stitch.
Yep.
All right. So we will get straight into things, and I don't have any new starts, but Ro has one.
Of course, I have a new start.
Thankfully, it's only a small one, so it'll be a finish before long too.
Yeah, well, hopefully, maybe before the end of the month. That's what I'm hoping for.
Aiming for, yep.
Yeah. Okay, so we have Quack Quack Honk, which is what I showed you last time in my haul, and that's by Erin Elizabeth. And I only worked on this for one day, which was yesterday. And I got this far.
That's pretty good for one day.
Yeah. So
now you have enabled Lynette from Hexagon Stitches yet again with this one.
Excellent. Glad to hear.
She saw you were going to do it, and she's like, well, she might as well sell with you.
Yeah. Love it. I absolutely love it. Okay, so I did 476 stitches. It's at 33.15%. And now I'm working this one 2/2 on a 28 count cashel linen cream. I had to say that slowly because otherwise I'll get all muddled up.
Yep, easy enough to do.
And that's from Crafty Threads. So I purchased this a long time ago. Well, not a long time ago, but a while ago. From Sharon at Crafty Threads, and so that's the 28 cashel linen cream. It's such a pretty colour, so I like really nice neutral, you know.
Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily thought cream. It's a little bit darker than that, isn't it?
Yeah, but I don't know. That's the
like
name.
A very milky latte.
Yeah. Yum. Okay, so just go a close up for you. So look how cute that duck is, and obviously my needle minder. I have a little cute rubber ducky. And that's from Magical Minders. Now, with this one, I changed up the boots colours because, you know me, I like my brights. And let me just hold it there. The reds I used was 321 and 777, and the blues I used was 3765 and 824. So I just brightened it up a little bit because, I like the brighter colours. So, and I think it's just adorable how the needle minder is looking back at the duck. I'm your little friend until your other friend gets here.
Yeah, so keep you company.
Yeah, so I'm really happy with that one. I really like working on this cashel linen.
Yeah, I don't think I've worked on cashel linen before, but I do have some, I believe, in my stash, so I'll have to...
It's like nice and soft, and it's not too stiff. But it's not too soft. Like, there's a bit of body there.
It's just right?
I mean? Yeah, it's just right. It's a Goldilocks one.
You're Goldilocks. You want things just right.
Yeah. Well, why not? Makes things easier.
Sure.
So that's my new start. So when we come to plans, I'll tell you further.
A bit more about. Yeah. All right. So we shall now move into whips because that was the only new start. We did only film about a week ago, so hopefully we'll get through things fairly quickly today, although I don't know. I always say that and then it ends up being one of our longest. So.
Although I have a lot less to show than what I normally do.
Yes, well normally we film every 2 weeks, but because Ro was unwell 2 weeks ago, we couldn't film that week, so we squeezed one in last week.
We did a catch-up last week.
And now we're getting back onto our regular schedule.
Yep. That's it.
All right.
Swings and roundabouts.
Okay. So last week we caught up with our friend Jeanette. And so therefore it was a supernatural project day. And I also spent some time with her yesterday. We went down to Coco X Stitch. So I was working on supernatural again. So it is the Binging Faves Supernatural.
So this one's getting a lot of love lately, which is great.
Yeah. So Binging Fave Supernatural from Creatively Stitching on Etsy. I am stitching this on a 32 count linen, which we believe is called Snow Gum from Paddock Lane Designs. I started this one on the 25th of July last year, and I am using the Cold Forward DMC, and Jeanette and I are doing it as a stitch along together. So since I showed it last week, I have done 345 stitches on it, which has brought it to 22.84%. So I finished around the number plate. I can't remember if I'd already done that last week, but I did the little sign here. I haven't done the back stitch on it yet, and started on the knife over there. Mm-hmm. So I've done like the hilt of the knife and started on the blade. Mm-hmm. Haven't done any of the back stitch on it yet, so I need to probably get on to doing some of that when I'm at home, and I can.
This is a fair bit, isn't
do it because each motif has back stitch.
Yeah.
And I don't want to leave it all to the end. I would rather do it as I'm going. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I will get on to that. So that was that one. And then because last Friday was my birthday.
It was.
And it was Friday the 13th. So I decided to do some spooky stitching. And since Halloween also came up in my whip go, mm-hmm. I pulled out Halloween Quaker, mm-hmm. and managed to get 443 stitches done on that, bringing it to 11.61%.
So you worked in this motif, right?
I did. I finished it.
Yay! Look at that.
Yeah. And then I did this little one here too.
Excellent.
So still got a long way to go with that. So it's called Halloween Quaker from Lila's Studio. I bought it off Etsy, and I'm using a 20 count Ada called Turbulent from Paddock Lane Designs. And I started this in October last year for our Spooktober stitching. And I have substituted some of the colours because they use Classic Colourworks. So I've used DMC substitutions, but also substituted some of the other recommended ones to variegated threads that I already had in my stash. Some of them were DMC, some of them are other brands. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Very good.
So quite enjoying that one. And Denise stitched hers over the weekend as well.
Did she? I did a bit of spooky stitching too.
Yes.
It was cute.
And my last whip that I worked on since we saw you last was my stitching chart. Mm-hmm. I caught up.
Yay!
So
you're definitely ahead of me.
Yeah. So this one was released by Spruce Craft Co. as a 2025 temperature sale. If you were signed up to their email newsletter thing, you would get you got it for free. And I'm stitching this one on an 18 count Ecru Ada that was just in my stash, and started it in December last year when the frame was released, using a brand of floss called Golden Star brand. Mm-hmm. And I got 864 stitches done and 193 back stitches done. So
wow,
I've managed to catch up. I'm in June. I literally did yesterday's, mm-hmm. and I'm working on the bottom of the bobbin here, which is probably a bit hard to see because it is white.
Yeah,
and I did the back stitch.
See it there when I tip it up.
Yeah, it's got around the right angle.
Yeah.
And I did the back stitch around May and got that fully finished.
Excellent.
So
well done.
I need to try and keep on top of it a bit better than I'm really
loving your colours for June. I can see.
I know they're so different.
I can see them on the back.
I think it's my most varied yet. It's like, I'm using this colour. I haven't used that one for a while. And yeah, because there were some low days in there, which is the reds.
But I don't know. I know. I like the flow of it.
My days have been so varied this month already.
I like the flow of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
So awesome. I'm happy that that's, up to date now. So when I'm working on Mondays, I'll catch up my days. Mm-hmm. And then if I catch that up, I will then move, and I've still got time, I will move on to doing the bottom parts of the bobbins and some of the back stitch and stuff. So
like 7 days in the one day on Monday.
Yeah, it's going to be an all-day Monday project now, not just the couple of hours I go to my craft group in the morning, because I was finding that wasn't enough. Yeah. I was only doing 2 or 3 days of catch-up, and there's 7 days in a week, so it just wasn't working. You might only have to
work on it for a couple more hours once you get home, and then it might be caught up, and then you could move on to something else.
Yeah, in that evening or whatever. So, so I'm quite happy I caught up on on that one.
Excellent.
Somebody asked me yesterday if I was getting bored with doing it, and I'm like, well, no, because I mostly only do it once a week. Although I have done a bit extra in the last couple of weeks to try and catch it up. It does get a bit boring sometimes just doing the straight lines backwards and forwards.
See, I know, I'm different.
It's easy stitching.
I don't get bored with it at all.
Yeah.
I think I have so many other varied projects that when I come back to it, it's like
a nice, easy.
It's to come back to, and it's like you get in and do it. And then, you know, like obviously I do it all day, so I get a chunk done. Yeah. And it's easy just going backwards and forwards,
Just
and it
changing your colours when
quickly,
you need to.
You know what I mean?
Does.
So,
But
I guess everybody's different, so, you know.
Yeah. The white gets a bit boring doing the bottom of the bottom, but like because I'm not doing it all day every day, it's fine when I just jump back in and do a little bit. And
I'll tell you what, I was glad when I finished those 7 days of white.
Oh yeah,
when I was moving, the band,
But it's like
that was
doing the bits of the bobbin can be a bit boring, and then you got to do the back stitch on the month and everything. But if I can manage to keep up with it, then I'll only be back stitching once a month.
Yeah. I think if I was doing it every day, I'd get bored or I'd get frustrated, I think.
Yeah.
With having to do it every day.
Because I did do a number of days in a row a couple of weeks ago, and it was like, okay, I'm ready for a change now.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's why I like to have varied projects. So when I come back to it, it's like, oh, here we are. Hello again, my friend.
Yeah. And if I'm only going to do it once a week on the Mondays, not just when I'm at craft, but even when I get home.
Yeah.
I should be able to keep on top of it and only have to do it once a week.
Yeah.
So
definitely.
That is the plan anyway. We'll see how we go with that. All right, so that's my whips. What have you been working on, Ro?
Mine is, I've got a couple of whips. I do have some secret stitching I can't show, but in time you'll see it. Just wanted to mention I did 279 stitches on it, and it's 100% fully finished.
Yay!
Well, it's finished stitching. I've got to fully finish it.
Right.
So, yeah. And that'll be for the retreat that I'm going on. So
yeah, so you'll show it
after.
Next time. We'll have to insert a picture of it next time. Yeah. Because we don't want to spoil anything.
Yeah. And I want whoever picks it to know that, you know, not that I don't want them to pick it because I did it. I want them to pick it because they like it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And then they can find out afterwards who made it. Yeah.
Surprise! Okay. Another one I've been working on. Yep. Obviously, we are cold because it's winter and my doggy needs some snuggles with his mummy. So I have in-hand stitching. So we have Autumn Quaker again by Primrose Cottage. Now, this one day, 319 stitches, and I'm now at 23.52%.
Ooh, nearly a quarter.
Yeah.
Getting close.
I think last time I still had a bit of... was it a little bit?
Yeah, I think you'd only done two sides or something. Can't remember now.
Something like that. Anyway, you'll see the picture.
Yeah, we'll put the before picture.
And then everything inside that diamond, I know I stitched this time.
Yay!
You probably can't see a lot of variegation inside there, like you can on the motif below it. But there is a little bit, like in real life you can see it.
Yeah.
And I'm stitching that on a 14 count white Aida. And the DMC number is 106.
That's a variegated orangey, pinky kind of colours.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. Can you see the variegation?
The variegation is there. It's definitely there.
So, yeah. That's Autumn Quaker.
Yep.
And I like having a stitch in hand project because... you know, I don't necessarily stitch in hand first, like first option, because I find that sometimes it can be slower than two-handed stitching in the Lowry stand because I have one on top and one underneath.
Mm-hmm. I do that too.
But with this, in stitching in hand, I do more like a sewing method.
Yeah.
And I'm used to doing hand sewing, so yeah, that's okay. Now, for your spooky stitching weekend.
Yep.
I brought out an oldie but a goodie. And this one's called Halloween Spooktacular. Okay, now this one is designed by Faye Walsh and it was in the Cross Stitcher magazine October 2020. I'm stitching this on an Opal Ada from Crafty Threads, and also the needle minder is from Magical Minders again. I spent 3 days on this, 1,938 stitches, and I'm at 26.11%. Now, I put a little bit of glow-in-the-dark thread in here, and I'm really happy with it. So I'll just zoom in for you. So we've got it in the skeleton here, and in the sign, see, there's a thread there. The sign that says spell in progress. So we'll put some pictures in of where it is with the partially darkness. And I managed to get it that you can still see the pattern and you can see the partial darkness of the glow-in-the-dark thread. And then after I did that, I took a complete darkness photo. And it definitely stands out.
Yes, it does.
Here I am.
Yeah.
Hear me roar. So I'm really happy with that. And I will be putting some more glow-in-the-dark thread in this pattern because up the top there's some little flying ghosts and down the bottom there's some little skulls.
Yep.
So they're going to be glow-in-the-dark as well.
Cool.
So, yeah, I was really happy to pick this one back up again and start stitching it because I'd missed it. And that's the thing is I miss my projects and then I come back and then I'm like, there you are. And it's like a reunion, you know? And then the other one I worked on was Extraordinary Birds by Lola Crow. Here we go. Now, we're going to put it one side or the other. We probably should put it over your side more, I think. Yeah. There we go. All right, I'll hold it here. Okay, so I did 2 days in total. So I finished off part 3, which was all the poisonous birds and the vine and the butterfly. And I did 696 stitches on that one, which made it 100%. And then part 4 came out before when we showed you last time, we showed you where it would go. So part 4, I've done 148 stitches, and it's that part is at 14.20%. So I've done the eggs. So all I need left to do now is the cassowary that stands here. And apparently the cassowary is 894 stitches.
Wow.
That's what I've got left to go. In total, I did 844 stitches, and I used the glow-in-the-dark thread E940 for the owl.
Which is up, hiding up there.
Yeah, there he is. I realised I haven't finished the back stitching on him. So Oops. When we go back up to the top,
I'll do
the back stitching then. That's a 28 count even weave bluebell by Paddy Clean Designs because we couldn't remember what the blue fabric was last time, so I worked it out.
And so you use the glow in the dark, and we've got a picture of your owl glowing in the dark.
Yes, we have a partially dark picture.
Yeah, and
then we have a fully dark picture. Just so you can see where it is on the pattern and what you're actually looking at, because in the fully dark picture, it just looks like a skeleton or something.
It does a bit, yes.
Yeah. You can't really tell what it is unless you know. So, yeah, I'm really enjoying that. I just didn't have the time yesterday to do that. I wanted to do my quack, quack, honk instead. So, yeah.
And why not? That's cute.
Yeah.
All right.
That's
is that all
my
your whips?
Yeah, I've been very busy over the last week.
Okay, I have a finish.
Yay!
Yay! So I finished Don't Make Me Poison Your Food.
Yay!
So I'll put in where I was up to last time. I'd basically just done the words, I think. So I now have finished it. I was going to say fully finished it, but no, I finished the stitching part. I haven't FFO'd it.
Yeah.
So I stitched this one on a black 14 count Ada, and the pattern is from Cloud's Factory. I just fell in love with it when I saw it. So since I showed it last time, I've done 1,074 stitches, and I changed up a few little things. This potion bottle down here had the skull in black and white around it. So I did black around it, and I've done that skull in glow in the dark. And the skull and crossbones up the top there, I also did in glow in the dark. And they had that in red and then the border in a white or B5200 or something. I used my unknowns on this one, except for the glow in the dark. That was a DMC glow in the dark. So I switched and made my border red and made the skull and crossbones glow in the dark. So I have a picture of my glow in the dark. I only have it in full darkness. So I will pop that in as well. Yeah, that was a lot of fun doing that one, and I can't wait to get it framed and put it up in the kitchen.
And you brightened up your words a bit too,
I did. I used a bit of a brighter green. So, yeah, I used my unknowns, so they're not the called for colours. But I do try and match them fairly closely, except I did want the words to stand out a bit more.
Looks really good.
Than they did.
Awesome.
So, yeah, very happy to have that one done and just need to get it framed and finished and put up in the kitchen. And then anytime anyone complains about my food, I'm like, read the sign.
I don't even think you need to say read the sign.
Just point at it. Yeah.
If they can't read, that's their problem.
So that is my only finish. You didn't have any finishes this time around, and neither of us had any FFOs.
No.
I'm in progress on some FFOs, so hopefully I'll have them to show next time. But I didn't quite have enough time to get them ready since we only filmed a week ago.
Yeah.
Time flies.
It does.
So, yeah, I've started the some of the bits I need to finish with. But
you're preparing them.
Yes.
Yeah.
So hopefully they'll be done next time, but we'll see.
Yeah. Awesome.
Okay.
Into plans?
We'll move into plans.
See, we're motoring along today.
We are. Woo-hoo.
Okay. Plans for me is to finish June on the Joyful World sale.
Yes.
Because I didn't get to touch it this week. Finish the cassowary on Extraordinary Birds. Catch up on my stitching chart.
I plan to keep up with mine now.
Plus, wait, there's more. I'm going to the Stitching in the Mountains winter retreat next weekend. So I'll be taking down Penguin Stocking to work on that there. I will also be taking Quack Quack Honk and Autumn Quaker to work. I know it makes me laugh every time I say it too. To work on the plane, so I can just have something in hand to work on the plane.
Yes, easy.
And I don't have to have a big project bag with a bunch of colours.
No.
And then whatever else retreat throws at me, because we'll have a retreat pattern depending on, how keen I am to start it. I may start it there. I may start it when I come home. Yeah. So we'll just see.
You might buy something there and go, I want to start that.
I'm definitely going to buy something there.
You taking an extra suitcase?
No, I'm just packing very lightly this time because I learnt from last time when I went in summer.
Yep.
I took down everything I thought I needed and
didn't need half of it.
That's right.
But you will need more this time because it is winter here.
This time,
and she's going down south, which is colder.
To colder weather, not to warmer weather.
Nope.
And I'm already struggling with the cold. So
yeah, it's been pretty cold here lately for Brisbane.
Queensland,
yeah, it's one of our coldest winters, I think, since I've lived here anyway.
Yeah, like we don't normally have it this cold. And like I've been
some of the mornings have been very cool.
I've been saying to people, I'm really cold because I feel the cold easily. And they're like, it's not cold. And I'm like, it is for me.
It has been, yeah. it has been more than, normal, more than other winters. Well,
even when we looked at it the other day, it was like Victorian weather, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
And I was like, what?
I moved away from this.
Take your weather back down there, please.
Send it back.
So, yeah, that's my plans with Quack Quack Honk and Autumn Quakers. Hopefully I can finish that either on the plane or at retreat. It'd be nice to have a retreat finish.
Yeah. You ring a bell, don't you?
Yeah. So we'll see how we go because obviously I'm not going to get Autumn Quaker finished. Autumn Quaker's only at 23.52. Quack Quack Honk is at 33.15. However,
there's more colour changes, but you can do your half row and then come back, which with the variegated thread you're doing a full cross.
Yeah.
As you go.
So when you're doing the full cross at a time, it's a bit slower.
Yeah, but you don't have to change colours. So
no. I know, right?
6 of one, half dozen of the other, maybe. So
your plans?
Well, we have the Strident sale coming up next week in the Wet Warriors group. So I will have to figure out what I'm doing for that. I have many options that I could do for that. So I'll see what I feel like closer to the time.
Mm-hmm. That's the weekend I go away on retreat. So
it is.
I wonder whether I wonder whether my retreat piece could count as the sell.
I think so, because everybody would be getting it. So everyone there.
Yeah.
So
maybe.
Otherwise, you might have to find another option. But yeah, I haven't decided yet what I'm gonna do. Mm-hmm. I have many, many options. So
I was going to say, you're all caught up with stitching chart now, so
yes, as long as I keep up with that, which next Monday I will try and keep up with that as well, and then the stride and sales after that. But I mean, I've got many choices of things I could do.
Right. Even just the stuff that we've started, or
things we're both doing together, things Jeanette and I are doing together. And, you know, the Halloween Quaker was a sale as well, like, you know.
Yeah, plenty of options. We also have Christmas in June in the Whip Warriors Facebook page.
Okay.
I don't know any details as yet, but obviously it's going to be something to do with Christmas. So
seems likely.
The event should pop up fairly shortly.
Soon, yeah.
And from time of filming, and we'll see how we go. So if you're in Whip Warriors, have a look out for that pop-up event.
And see how we go.
Yeah.
Other than that, technically my WhipGo goals are done because I have stitched on Halloween projects, and I have started my Fox and Rabbit mystery sale from last year.
Yeah.
I would like to get some more done on that. I mean, that is an option for the Strident sale as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Because we started that was released it was released as a sale.
Yeah.
Right. And lots of people are doing it.
Yeah.
But yes.
And I mean, lots of people who started it last year are still doing it. So,
yes, yes, I know. Some people who have not yet finished theirs. Denise. She was working on it yesterday, though, when we were at Coco. So good on you, Denise. Get that
going.
You're
shaming.
No. She's trying to put at least one thread in a day.
Oh, that's good. Yep.
That is her goal. So she will get there.
Yeah.
She's on like the biggest motif, which was towards the end. Yep. So it's taking her a bit of time.
That'll keep it moving, though.
Yep. So maybe I'll get mine out.
I've only got one that go outstanding, and that's the Aussie Christmas Countdown.
Yeah.
And I think that was like April or something. Yeah.
None of mine are outstanding. I've managed it, but I didn't set stitch goals, just projects. So as long as I've worked on it in that month, then that's ticked off for me. But I would like to get as much done as I can on them.
I found it easier this year setting no stitch count, because it was just like, you know, if I set a stitch for 500, for example,
you were less inclined to do it.
Well, no, it was like if I'd got 400 and something, I'd be like, oh, isn't that enough?
Yeah.
But no, because I'd set 500, my brain was like, no, you have to do 500.
You have to get there. Yeah. I know,
so having an open stitch count is actually worked really well this year.
Yeah. I didn't set hard and fast goals, just projects.
Yeah.
So all my whips are in my WhipGo, and then there's some new starts I wanted to do are in there as well. So
nice.
And some of them are small, so I've been able to start and finish, which is good.
Yeah. All righty. Now, what have we got?
Haul.
Oh, it's not as much as normal.
We don't have a lot of haul, so if you normally switch off at haul, you can stick around if you want to.
Yeah.
We'd be very happy for you to stick around. We don't have heaps to show.
The other thing is, if you aren't interested in seeing haul in our videos, you can always just skip to the next chapter.
Because we do continue on after haul with some things.
And, I list the chapters in the description, so it will come up on the video. So you'll just see that there's like lines down the bottom of the video, and you can just skip to the next one. Alrighty. I ordered myself, Jeanette, and Kylie some little scissors.
Yep.
So Kylie and I got some pinky ones.
Yep.
And then Jeanette and I got some purpley ones.
And they have a cover.
Yeah.
And they're quite pointy and sharp.
Yeah.
So
not aeroplane ones.
But
ones to have good in your project
bag. Good for project bags with the cover on them, yes. Yeah. So that works out perfectly. Mm-hmm. And then I ordered for the three of us, only the two of us this time.
The two of us, yeah.
Some of the square hoop frame things. So Ro got the pack with the bigger one in it. I got the pack with 4 because I don't use that size because it's a bit too big for how I sit and stitch.
And the big one for me is my favourite because it's like I do bigger projects, so you get more stitching in that bigger space.
Yeah, and we got some free needles in there, but they're more sewing needles rather than cross stitch needles. But still a nice little bonus.
Mm-hmm.
And when we were at Coco yesterday, I got these.
And
now I'm not. It comes with an instruction booklet, which I'm guessing has these patterns in it. But I found a website the other day that I sent to you and Jeanette that had lots of little, small, round sort of things that would fit perfectly on these. And there were some Halloween ones and Christmas ones. And
so the website was called Lawn Fawn.
Yes, so we'll link that below. And they had quite a few little freebies that will fit on those perfectly. So I was like, right, I know where to get some of them.
I didn't know they had those little freebies, but I had known of them through paper crafting and card making.
Yep. So that is what they are primarily, I believe.
Yeah.
And even like when they showed these patterns, they were then like stuck on the front of a card or in a card or something. Yeah. So, but I'm going to stitch them on them and just make them into little decorations because they've got little the rings at the top, so I could easily just
little Christmas ornaments too.
Christmas ornaments, Halloween ornaments. They had, and Janice has even got heart-shaped ones. So when we want to do Valentine's things, then there's those as well. So she's got a few different shapes of those. At Coco X Stitch. So
I also got some more Hero and Stitch floss drops. There we go. Colour's not really coming through properly. It's kind of like a like I want to say like a fluoro apricot or like a
it's not quite pink, it's not quite red, it's kind of got a hint of orangey in there. It's darker than a peachy colour. Watermelon?
Yeah, maybe.
Well, watermelon colour maybe.
Maybe. So anyway, I got them.
And, of course, I got some birthday presents. So I will show you what I got.
Let's clear the desk off.
Okay. So...
here we go. Are you ready?
So birthday presents, I did get a little bit spoiled, which was really nice.
Yeah.
Some of my birthday presents I have already shown before because they were things I bought from Coco that I sort of allocated to my birthday presents and just gave them to my husband and said, here, this is for my birthday, wrap them up. So most of all that you've seen before. Some extra things I did get was I bought a Week's Dye Work thread and it's called Lucky, and I do have an actual plan for this. I have a St. Patrick's Day Quaker pattern that I thought this would work perfectly for, with all the different shades of green in there, just for a couple of the motifs that are plain on the pattern, jazz them up a little bit with that.
Yeah, lovely.
And I got this Flossabilities chart, which is Trick or Treat Town, because I was eyeing it off at Coco. Every time I went in there, I would be looking at it and like, should I or shouldn't I? And then in the end, I'm like, you know what? I've still got some birthday funds, so I'm getting it. Nice. So it was still there. It was meant to be. So, and Denise was funny. She's like, oh, you're finally getting it. Like, yes, keep eyeing it off. So, gotta make the call.
That's it.
Ro and Jeanette got me some presents.
Yep.
And they put it in a Harry Potter bag because they know I like Harry Potter. And the card is also a Harry Potter one.
If you're interested in the bag or the card, they're from Kmart. So if you have a Harry Potter fan, that's where to go.
But wait.
No.
So inside the bag we have a morning potion mug
with a spoon.
With a spoon. So that's cute. I haven't used it because I've put everything aside to show you today. So I'm like, now I can wash it and use it.
And the funniest thing was she checked the bottom straight away. As soon as she got it, she was like, dishwasher safe.
Yeah.
I was like, yes, I know. I learned from last time.
Well, it's easier because we have a dishwasher and everything goes in there. If I've got a hand wash it, I don't use them as often.
Because the last time I gave her a mug, she's like, "Oh, I now have to hand wash this one." I'm like, okay, lesson learned. So when I was buying it, I made sure it was dishwasher safe.
Yeah, well.
She's got me trained.
Now, you want to explain this one?
Beautiful. So,
because this was from you as well.
Yes.
So the mug and this one were from Ro.
Yep. So this is a canvas drawstring bag, and so you pull it and it goes together. And what I did was got some, because it's new, it's not going to. I haven't used any of these things yet, so. But it's because it's new, so it needs to be washed.
Yeah.
Now what I did was got some waste canvas, and I found some alphabet on. I just Googled it, I think, and I found some alphabet somewhere. And I thought, I like the look of that K. So we'll put the K there. And then I put a little witch's hat there because I know
because I'm a witch.
No.
I got the cackle.
Yeah, she's got the cackle down pat. You just got to get the broom.
No, I've got one.
Oh, that's right. It's in the cupboard. I put that there because I know she loves Halloween. And so the point of this bag is that she can adorn it with any sort of motifs that she likes as she goes, and it can remind her of projects that she's doing or themes of projects that she likes. Or
she's making me work for it.
Well, you can personalise it your own way. Is the point?
Yeah.
So yeah.
I tell you what, I'm not putting on there.
Oh, I know. You don't have to tell me. I know.
It's the
an 8-legged bug.
Well, no. From projects that I'm already doing.
Okay.
I am not putting the symbol from Supernatural.
Yes. Yeah.
That thing was painful.
Yeah. Maybe you can find
but
one
I will
that doesn't have as many fractional
I'll put something smaller on there from that one, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe the knife. That's not as hard, is it?
Well, yes, it's got lots of
maybe the
as well.
number plate, because you went to all that trouble of reversing that Z. So
yeah, I know. It's pretty big, though.
I don't know.
We'll work it out. I will work it out. Yeah, yep. It's mine.
So
I'll do what I want.
Yeah, that's right. You do what you want. So I started off for her. So yeah, and like the whole thing is, it doesn't have to be in line with each other. It can just be randomly
wherever I feel like at the time.
That's right.
And there's two sides.
Yes, there's two sides. So I didn't do anything on the other side. So
so I have a whole blank canvas.
Yes, that's right. And basically, when I was stitching it, this was part of the secret stitching that I was talking about last week. So when I was stitching it, I just sort of, it's going to be hard for me to show you, but I held I pulled the top down and I just held it there, and I just, and with waste canvas, you can't do the sewing methods. You got to stab and pull, stab and pull. And then, so yeah, by the time it was done, then you just take your tweezers and you pull all the bits out of the waste canvas, and it comes out perfectly. So
yeah. When I do something, maybe I'll show it with the waste canvas on it, and then
I thought of doing a little tutorial while I was doing it, and then I was like, oh, it's too late at night, and we're watching TV, and
it just became too hard.
It did.
Yeah.
So, to be continued.
Yeah. And there's a couple of other things from Ro as well, but there was also some things from Jeanette.
Yeah.
So Jeanette bought me this one, which I had seen at Coco X Stitch, and I hadn't even noticed that it was gone.
Let me go close up for you.
So that I got a lot of things in the Harry Potter theme.
Yes.
So that's the Hogwarts crest.
So I think the first year that I gave you birthday presents, it was Harry Potter, and then last year it was Friends and something else.
I know there was Friends in there somewhere.
Yeah. And then this year it's Harry Potter again. So what's next year going to be?
Ooh, who knows? And then they both together bought me this one, which I have been eyeing off for a while at Spotlight.
Yep.
But I was waiting for like a good special, and now I don't have to wait anymore.
Young Harry. And of course it's a Dimensions kit, so it's going to have...
It's going to be a nightmare, but, they have some beautiful patterns. They just do. A bit of a nightmare to do, but I just take my time. I
think maybe when you're doing this one, I should do my new Star Wars one, because that's Dimensions as well. Maybe we
can complain to each other.
Yes.
Maybe I could do one of the motifs of this on my...
Nobody else will listen.
At home, no. No.
Yeah, like you could do the little glasses.
I could do something from there, or the envelopes, or even just I love magic. It's written there somewhere.
Yeah, just there.
Because I do love magic.
Yeah.
And Ro got me a couple of digital patterns.
Mm-hmm.
And
they were on her list?
Yes, they were on my list. And they were in one of our fairly recent videos too. And I was like suspecting it was at least one or the other. Because while she was doing the description for that video, she messaged me and said, "I've just bought your birthday presents." So I was like, it's got to be at least one or the other of these, because I did mention them both in the same video.
And then I did say later on, I need more help with what else you want, because I was like, I don't know.
So I sent her and Jeanette a whole list of digital, patterns, whether they were digital or otherwise, that I wanted. And they're both like, "You're hard to buy from." I'm like, "I am not. Here's a whole list." So two of them, the first one was the Australasian Adventure from Caterpillar Cross Stitch. Mm-hmm. I haven't really wanted to do their other map ones, but once they brought out one with Australia on it, I was like, yes, I do want that. I
was the same.
Yeah. So
it refers more to us. Like
it does.
It's more important for us.
Yes. And like the places in the other map ones, I haven't been there, so it's like, well,
they don't hold much relevance to us.
No, not really. Yeah. So looking forward to doing this one. And Ro and Jeanette both have this pattern as well.
Yep.
So that will be another stitch along between us at some point.
And I know our friend Rachel is actually doing it right now as she travels around Australia.
Oh, that's awesome.
So she's started in Queensland, because obviously she lives in Queensland. Yeah. And then so as she goes up north, she's doing like...
trying to stitch where she's going.
Yeah. So
that's
like
cool.
The way that they're travelling around Australia is the way that she's stitching it. I thought that was awesome.
That would be fun. Yeah, as you go.
Yeah.
And the other one was called Witch's Hollow. Mm-hmm. And it's by
Autumn Lane
Stitchery.
Yep.
And I fell in love with this one because Helen D has been stitching it, and every time I see her doing it, I'm just like, I like it more and more. So I was like, right, that's going on my list. And now it's come off the list because I've got it.
It went on and then it came off.
Yeah, pretty quickly. Because it is stitched on orange fabric. The top section is full coverage, where it's all like purple across the top.
Yeah.
And where you can see orange through in the picture, that is actually the colour of the fabric.
Yeah.
And it's
really good the way they've...
It's really clever. And I just love it.
Yeah.
So, and I actually have some orange fabric,
ta-da!
Which I got in a mystery bag.
And it's a really good orange too. Like,
it's a nice kind of a dark orange.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that'll be perfect. And Jeanette and I measured it out yesterday, and yes, it will definitely fit on there.
Oh, excellent.
It's quite a long piece of fabric.
I was going to say, if it didn't fit,
it's
when
long.
I go down to retreat, I would have a look for another piece of orange fabric for you.
Twice the length of that and twice the width.
Yeah.
I'm not going to unfold the whole thing, or I'll have to knock Ro in the head. Thank you. So because Ro knew I had that fabric, that was why, of the list I sent, she chose that particular pattern for me to do.
Because I was like, what am I going to choose for? And I'm like, I know she's got the fabric, and I know that she's mentally set that fabric aside for this pattern. So I'm like, well, you've already got the fabric. You might as well have the pattern too.
Yep. And I'm more than likely going to have the threads.
Yeah.
And if I don't, they're not a huge expense to
That's right.
Get.
Just go and see Sharon. And...
the fabric's usually the more expensive part, because I already had that from the mystery bag.
Yeah. Excellent.
It worked out really well.
Yeah.
And I'm sure I'll have fabric that I can use for the Australasian Adventure as well.
When you're doing this one by Autumn Lane Stitchery, I have a few of their patterns. So maybe we could do a sale again, and it's just an Autumn Lane Stitchery sale, and you stitch the Witch's Hollow.
I wonder if maybe next year we should like do a month of each designer or something.
Oh, are you guys... Oh, mate, do you see my brain just like explode then? We should do a sale every month, right? And have like a different designer
each month.
Yeah. And then whatever caterpillar cross stitch, for example.
Yep.
And then if people aren't finished your caterpillar cross stitch, join in. Or if
Yeah.
you want to start a new one, join in.
Yep.
Oh, that's awesome. What do you guys think?
Future plans. Let us know if you like that idea.
Yeah.
And if you'd like to join us.
And then
we'll just have to go through our whips and our whatever.
We'll pick out 12 designers, and we'll give you, if you're interested, we'll give you the list.
Mm-hmm.
And then
before the end of this year.
We'll put it in the
later this year.
Yeah. And then once we've got it.
Once we work it out.
We'll put it in the description so you can refer back to that video.
Yeah.
And then you can write it down and
join in.
Yeah.
How's that for an idea for next year's planning?
I like you.
Woohoo! Oh, right. Cool.
Yep.
So I had another birthday gift from one of our lovely friends that goes to the stitching meetups, because that was the day after my birthday. Mm-hmm. The lovely Judy gave me a little gift bag with some goodies in it that I was not expecting. It was so nice.
I saw Judy holding this, and Kylie was busy talking to someone else, and I'm like, oh, I know that's for, because of the happy birthday to you. And she was chat, and Kylie's not normally a chatter at these.
Oh, sometimes it depends.
Normally, you're not a social butterfly like I am, is what I'm saying.
No, I think I had to get up for something, and while I was passing someone, I'm like, oh, what are you working
on? So she was chat, and I'm like, she's coming.
She's coming. Just because somebody had freebies. So one of the things that was in it was this little scissor key ring. Mm-hmm. So it's just it's kind of the silicone, so it bends. Yeah. So I'll put that on one of my project bags as a zipper pull. Mm-hmm. And there was a little bit of fabric rolled up. Mm-hmm. And I'll get to why. And then there was one of these little tins. So it opens up and it doesn't want to stay open. So it opens up, and she told me that is for one of the bunny tins by Doreen Jones, which I've wanted to do, but I didn't want to go to the effort of sourcing the tins. But since Judy got it for me, I'll now be able to stitch it. So it is the little one that's in the craft room, little bunny. So I'll pop a picture up of that.
And there's a few different designs by Doreen with these bunnies as well.
So,
and I think they were in the Cross Stitcher magazine.
They were in a calendar that came with the magazine at the start of the year. So but she told me I'm stitching the craft room one. I was told, and that's fine. I'm happy to do that.
Lucky one that you like that. Huh?
Yeah. But yes, there was others in the calendar, so there's plenty there. So if you have the calendar, she's got quite a few different ones, like in different rooms, and there's even like camping ones and stuff. So
fire.
And the bedroom one, and you can tuck it into its little bed, and it's really cute. Yeah. So I have seen them and wanted to do one, so now I can. Yeah, actually, now I have to.
Yeah, she's been told she has to.
I've been told I have to. Yeah, and I have to do it before our next stitching catch up, which might be a bit of a push.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah,
but Judy, you'll be happy to know I have got the threads organised and got it kitted up, ready to start. So it will at least, more than likely, be a new start for our next video.
So you know what she'll be working on tonight, don't you?
And for the next however long it takes me, because I won't be allowed to work on anything else. No, it's fine. I wasn't expecting anything from her.
It shouldn't take too long though, because they're only small patterns.
But they're quite detailed.
They are detailed, but I mean,
and there's a bit of backstitch.
they fit inside there, so it's, it's not huge.
You've got to do a pattern for in here, pattern for in here, and you've got to do both sides of the bunny. So it's more than it looks.
Yeah, maybe.
It's actually over 3,000 stitches in the whole thing.
I didn't realise it was that many, looking at it.
I mean, you look at the tin and it's only small, but it's a full coverage for each part.
And then the bunny.
That's a full coverage part, and that's full coverage part, and then you've got the front and back of the bunny. So it adds up. So I probably won't have it done in 2 weeks, Judy, but I will do my best. See how we go. So she gave me the fabric to stitch it on as well, with the little ribbon on it, which I could potentially use for something else.
Yep.
Yeah. So that was a lovely surprise. So thank you again, Judy.
Well, it's nice.
And then we had some RAK'S.
We did.
So Ro's going to go first because she's only got a little bit of RAK'S. I have quite a bit. So RAK'S is random acts of kindness.
It's almost like we've swapped everything today.
A little bit, maybe.
I've had less things in
Well,
Yeah.
we both had a little bit less because we've only, filmed
Shown
last week.
Yeah.
And
Right. So yesterday when I went to craft, my friend Rachel gave me these little cross stitch kits that she found. So there's a little cat Santa Claus, a little Christmas kangaroo, and a little 1989, is it? Yeah, 89 Santa. He's an old Santa.
Santa's been around for a while.
Some people will be saying, he's not old.
Yeah. Do you like how the cat's Santa Claus?
Yeah.
Like claws?
Yeah. So
it's very cute.
They came with the fabric in the back of them, but no threads.
Okay.
So I think
if only you had threads at home.
Oh, yeah.
Or knew where to get them.
It's going to be a mission.
It's going to be difficult, yeah.
So I think maybe she either had them given to her or was at an op shop or something like that. So, yeah. So that's that. That's me done.
My turn. So one of our friends that comes to our craft group was getting rid of some threads and things. So I grabbed those. She was also offloading some hoops. So I grabbed those too. So thank you again. She knows who she is. I won't mention her name because I don't think she wants her name mentioned.
Fair enough.
She knows who she is. And this one I am going to mention the name. So when I was at Coco X Stitch yesterday, Lynette from Hexagon Stitches was there. She's on Flosstube and she also has an Etsy store because she's a designer as well. And she is or was part of the Whip Warriors group. I'm not sure if she still is or whether she's left it. But anyway, she bought the diary and has only used like one page or something. So she took it to Coco so that Denise could see if anyone else wanted it. And Jeanette and I walked in and Jeanette had her Whip Warriors t-shirt on, which reminded Denise. She's like, oh, I've got something to show you guys. You're both in Whip Warriors, aren't you? And we're both like, yeah. And Denise said, have you got the diary? I said, I don't. And Jeanette said, oh, yeah, I do. So, and then she said Lynette had brought hers in and was offloading it. And I thought, oh, well, I'll take it then because I don't have fun.
Excellent.
So, thank you, Lynette.
I love using mine. I find it's really well laid out.
Yeah, but like it's got the calendars of the events and stuff in there, which is the main thing I wanted because I always forget when the things are until they come up. And sometimes I miss them.
You've got more challenge things at the back of the book as well.
Yeah.
But Lisa also has one that's a diary, but it's not a Whip Warriors focused one.
Yeah. So it doesn't have those events in the calendar. And I don't think that one's got the year on it either, whereas this one has the year on it. So I believe Lisa did design this because it's got Petticoat designs down the bottom. So I think you can order them through her website still.
Yeah, the last time I heard she only had a couple left.
Okay.
So you need to contact her and get in quick.
Yes.
I'm not sure
if you still want one for this year, she will probably have some sort of variation of it again next year.
Yeah.
Because she had a different one last year.
Yeah.
So she just
I
changes
would more
them.
than likely say so.
If not, Lisa, do it.
You've been told.
You've been told. For sure. And at our Stitchy catch-up on Saturday, Joan, lovely Joan, had mentioned to me before that she had some scraps.
Yep.
And would I like them? I said, if you're not going to use them, I'm more than happy to take them off your hands because if you've seen us before, you all know I use my scraps for lots of things, scissor fobs and whatever, small things. And when she brought in the scraps, I was like, wow, because this is all the scraps. There's quite a bit there. There's quite a bit there. So some of them are coloured and some of them are just plain. And I think there's some different counts in there.
Ones up the top.
There's a bit, I sorted. Took them out, had a bit of a look. So most of the coloured ones are at the bottom. So there's blacks, reds, blues, greys, neutrally ones, bit of rustico.
Grey down the bottom.
Yep. And even a bit of the Ada band, which I use for bookmarks, which is because it's got the nice scalloped edge. So, I was like thrilled with that. So thank you so much, Joan. That was lovely. I haven't really watched any Flosstubes in the last week or so. I've been listening to audiobooks more than I've been watching anything. So,
and I have.
Ray has been watching Flosstubes, so it's all over to her now.
It seems to be that way, that either I watch a lot and you watch none, or very little.
Yeah.
Or vice versa.
And I mean, when you go through them, it might prompt me and go, oh, yeah, I did actually watch that one. Because sometimes I just forget to write them down.
Memory, Okay, so first up we have Notorious Needle.
I've started watching it. The latest one.
Sarah and Bridget.
Yeah.
And her adventure.
Hi there.
Her adventure awaits is the, what do we call it? The thumbnail pick. And I instantly went into that one because when that pattern came out in Just Cross Stitch, I was like, I really want to do that. And I'm glad Bridget's done it. And she's almost finished. So, that'd be lovely. She had a few other finishes as well, which was always good.
Bridget always has the finishes.
And then Sarah had a finish. She's doing the, I think it was called Naruto. And it's a Japanese character, anime characters, I think they are.
I think that's right.
So they've been cute. I've been watching her do those.
Yes, and, I've seen them coming along too.
Yeah, so I really enjoy watching those two each and every time.
Yeah.
I saw Stitching on the Rock, Deanne. Hi, Deanne. Thanks for the shout out. That was great. Thank you. I did miss not seeing the little Joyful World finish in the back. And I know that you haven't
done the current one.
Yeah, she hasn't got to the May or the June. And I know I'm not putting any pressure on you. That's just something I missed because I liked seeing it in the background. You used to see it in the background for the last few months. Yeah. So, hi, Deanne. And then we got contacted by a new person named Rebecca. And
she's not a new person.
Well, a new Flosstuber to us, I should say. Yeah.
Well, she's new to Flosstube, like filming her own. Yes. She's only had 2 videos.
Yes. And the channel name is Crafting with Rebecca. And she mentioned us and she showed the project bag of the month, which was great. Thank you. I hope you really enjoy it and stitch it up and show me when you're done and all the things.
Yeah.
She's another Aussie. So go across and follow her and check her out.
Be quick to catch up on. Jeanette mentioned yesterday she caught up on Rebecca's videos as well.
I watched both videos.
Because there's only 2 at the moment.
Yeah.
So get in now.
Yeah.
You won't have a lot of catch up.
Yeah, that's it.
And then you can just keep going along with it.
And then I caught up on another 2 episodes of the Stitchy duo, Amy and Brooke. So one was with Amy and Brooke, and then the second one was with just Amy by herself. Because
Brooke stepped back
for a little while,
from the filming and even from cross stitch, I think, for the moment.
Yeah, so
hopefully she'll come back.
Thanks for the shout out again.
It was so nice what she said. Lovely. Thank you, Amy. I definitely think of you as a friend too.
Yeah. And I'm sure you're going to be doing the Titanic sale again.
Well, we are. We're already planning to.
Yeah.
And I've forgotten her first name, but the Okie Stitcher is going to join in because she also has a Titanic project she wants to work on.
So
Hannah, I think is her name.
Note to everybody that
next April, Titanic sale, any Titanic project.
So maybe
at least for the first 15 days.
I was going to say maybe next April we should, you know how we were just talking about before about picking a designer for the month. Maybe it should be
that one will be a theme then
or something.
Mine's an anchor. Amy's is dimensions, I believe. Mine's an anchor.
Oh, okay.
Pattern
all
kit.
Right. Well, maybe the second half of April will be a designer and the first half will be Titanic. We'll see how we go.
Because it had fully sunk. But in the early hours of the 15th of April.
Yeah.
So that was when we ended up stopping this year.
That's right.
Yeah. So definitely looking forward to doing that again next year.
Another one I watched was Shady Tree Stitches. Hi, Lisa. She showed the project bag of the month as well. I'm like, I like seeing these out there. I like my little, creation fun. Yeah. Yeah. It's lovely.
We have our little video to insert of.
We do.
Showing and explaining what's in the bag too, which we'll insert after Flosstubes.
Yep. And then we have Adelaide Stitches. Hi, Adelaide. She knows I watch her all the time because instantly as soon as I watch her, I'm messaging her. I'm like, I can't wait to just.
Well, you are actually going to see her in person next week.
Yeah, next weekend.
Yay.
So get ready.
That'll be nice.
Yeah, so yeah, I can't wait to see her again. And then I watch Stitching Mummy as well. I like watching Stitching Mummy. She has quite a number of projects, and she has different active projects, and then she has some inactive projects. So I like to see, what makes an appearance. Yeah, and why it makes the appearance. And then the last one is another new Flosstuber to me, and that's Spruce Craft Co.
Yes.
And that is a business that's over here in Australia.
Yeah.
And they are designers of cross-stitch patterns. So I was watching that one, and I loved watching it. And ever since I've watched that one, it keeps popping up on my like notifications,
recommended and stuff. Yeah,
and it's like, watch this one.
I have seen some of the shorts that Elisa's done when she was doing it's 100 days of stitching.
Yeah,
so she's just doing a little motif real quick.
They're the ones that
every
keep
day.
popping up.
The shorts. So, but now she started an actual Flosstube channel.
Yeah. That's the one I watched.
Yeah. It's only just started. The shorts have been there for a little while. But the actual full Flosstube episodes have just recently started, and it's on my list to watch too, but I haven't got there yet.
So there's been quite a lot happening and going on, and before I knew it, I've got a list this long, and I'm like, how did I get that? Like in a week? Like I don't know. Like I don't understand how I've spent that much time watching Flosstube, because it doesn't feel like that.
Yeah, I know. I have a few to catch up on as well. Yeah. So I will get some of I've like partially watched and need to get back to finishing. But as I said, I just haven't been watching a lot of it in the last week or so.
Yeah. Ebbs and flows.
Yes, I will get to them.
Okay, so that's me for Flosstubes.
Yeah. All right, so we will insert our little video explaining the current project bag of the month and all of the goodies that are in that one. Is there any left?
There are a couple left.
So if you see this next little insert video and you're like, I love it, I have to have it, contact us straight away before they're gone.
Because this one has been very popular.
Yes. So it's very cute. If you miss out on this one, you can sign up for the next one. Mm-hmm. It will be just as good.
Yeah.
If not better, because, each month things are, improving and stuff. So, and they are different. Like different things go in them each time. So you don't always get the same thing every bag. So
I don't think other than the bobbin, I think that's the only thing that's
always the same.
Because the thread changes, the needle minder changes, the fabric and everything changes.
Yep.
So, yeah.
All right, so we will pop that video in now. Okay, so it's time for Rose Crafty Corner Bag of the Month. So, Ro, what's in this month's bag?
Well, it's very exciting. And
it's always exciting.
Super cute, yeah. This month's bag theme is winter. So I picked a fabric, and Kylie was like, yeah, I like that fabric.
Looks good.
So this is the bag.
Yay.
So we've got little polar bears, like a mother and child, or an adult and a child going through the night.
The baby on the back.
Forest, yeah.
Very cute.
So that's that one, and it's got a light blue lining with a blue zip.
Makes it easy to find things on the inside when it's lighter inside.
It sure does. And we have a matching Ort tray.
Of course.
So that's pretty much a standard in all of them.
In all the bags. So you just do all the buttons up and then,
Yep.
We've shown it before.
Yep. If you have any questions.
I can't be bothered clicking them all up today.
Yeah. If you have any questions, you can ask below and we can sure do that again.
Yes.
And then you have a piece of fabric, and this time we're stitching on black.
Black. So if you haven't stitched on black before, there's something new for you to try.
That's right.
Yeah.
And then you have a piece of black interfacing. Now, see how this is a shiny side? That's the side that goes towards the back of your stitched piece.
Because that's the side with the glue.
That's right.
That holds it together.
So that will be your front. And then if you flip it over, once you've ironed it on, see how that's not so shiny? That's your back. So then all your stitches will be covered in underneath that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then you get a skein of B5200 because that's the flossets most used.
In the pattern that will be included.
Yes. You get a bobbin.
To put the floss on if you
That's
use bobbins.
right.
If you don't, I'm happy to take them.
You get a needle.
Mm-hmm.
You get from Kylie. She created some decorative pins for this one.
Mm-hmm.
And that's better. Black and gold. So
Yep.
it suits the theme perfectly.
Mm-hmm. With my new business cards that I got in.
Yes.
Very exciting.
And then the little needle minder is a little polar bear, and that's by Magical Minders.
So cute.
So it matches the bag. And then I included this month a star. And what you can do with that
is,
excuse me for a sec, you can open it up and stick it on, open it up this way.
Like a zipper pull.
And stick it on your zipper, and it's a zipper pull.
Cool.
So it can just hang there. And then you can attach other things to it if you want.
Yeah.
But, that was the idea behind it.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
Alrighty. And you get the pouch because it includes like
all those
the bits
little bits. Yep.
You also get a 2025 charm.
As always.
Give you that one because it's so tiny.
I'll put it in the bag.
Then you get 2 interfaced black circles.
Mm.
In the finishing instructions, these will be explained what you do. So you put one on the top and one on the bottom.
Mm.
Can you guess?
Yes, I can, but I know. Just cheating.
You also get this piece of mat board with a circle drawn on it. So you just need to cut around the circle, and that will be the size of your finished piece. And obviously, when you've got the bottom piece, you sit this in on the bottom, and that becomes your flat piece. So your piece will stand, your project will stand up above that.
Mm. Big clue there.
Yeah. And then you get a sweet treat and a drink. And so being winter, I went hot chocolate. So this hot chocolate has marshmallows in it. And then once you add the water in, the marshmallows dissolve.
Ah.
So I've given you extra mini marshmallows to put in your drink, and also
and some big ones.
The bigger ones to snack on.
Because you can never have too many marshmallows when it comes to hot chocolate.
That's right. And then this month I included a little extra something that I thought would be nice to have. And what it is a notebook cover. Mm-hmm. So there's a notebook in here, and you can write all your different bits and pieces and
all your notes and your thread colour changes and whatever else you need.
And so your little notebook, and then if you finish your notebook, you can easily remove it and put another little notebook in there.
Cool.
So you can keep along with your project bag.
Yay!
Now, the design is the awesome part of it. I have to credit Adorn,
yes.
our friend Adorn.
Yep.
She creates the patterns, and the patterns are exclusive to each month's club. So you can't buy the patterns anywhere else.
No.
And what we're creating is Polar Winter. So it's going to be a drum this time. So that's why you have the mat board as your flat piece, so it stands. Mm-hmm. Your 2 extra circles, and she'll tell you how to make a drum, which is awesome.
It's all in the instructions.
Yeah.
We'll put up a picture of the
finished pattern.
Yep.
The finished project.
The cover photo.
Yep. I think we've gone through everything that's in the bag. Mm-hmm. So you will also receive by email the pattern as a PDF.
Yep.
The finishing instructions and what's in the bag for each month.
If you get your email first, it's up to you if you want to have a look.
Yeah, because the email,
at the spoiler.
The email is always sent out on the 5th, and that's the same day that I post. If you get a posted parcel.
Yep.
If you pick up, then obviously you pick up closest to the 5th, like after the 5th.
Yeah.
So I just ask, if you do get one, please don't share in the first week, at least a week, because I'd like everybody to get their parcels
No
first.
public posts or anything.
Yeah. But if you're unclear of when to post, just message me.
You can always ask.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. And I'm super, super proud of this one. There is a couple of spots left open at this point of filming. So,
For the next bag?
Yes, for this one. Yep.
For this one.
Yep,
okay.
for this one. And there are spots definitely available for the next bag.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Which you have to stay tuned to see what that one is later.
Yes, I've been working on it already.
Yep.
So
there's already plans in motion.
There is. And there's like plans 2 bags ahead. So, you know what I mean?
We're always thinking.
Yeah.
What can we do for the next one?
That's right. But if you have any themes that you would like to see or hear about, let me know, because I'm always open to hearing what other people like. And
suggestions are good.
Yeah. Awesome.
Okay.
Alrighty, I think that's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
Hopefully you enjoyed that, and that you, if you have received your bag, that you absolutely love it. If you have any feedback, please let us know, because, you know, if people aren't happy with it for some reason, we would like to be able to improve that.
Yep.
If you just love it, we'd love to hear that too.
I have had quite a little bit of more feedback this time round than previous bags. And, everyone who's given me the feedback so far has loved it and said, it's super adorable, I love it, you know. So,
that's great.
And people are enjoying the different projects that are in there, because they're learning new things, they're expanding their skills.
Each one has been a different type of finish.
And the next one will be a different type of finish as well.
Exciting. All right. Now we do have a Buy Me a Coffee link down below if you would like to support us financially. There is no pressure to do so. It just helps us be able to run a competition from time to time, paying for anything that goes in the prize or the postage, or, you know, all of that together.
Yep. And thank you for every donation that you make, whether it be in person or online.
Yep, definitely. So we just kind of keep it sitting there until we need it for a competition.
And then it comes out.
And then we'll, you know, pay for whatever needs to be paid for. So, yes, rest assured it is literally just set aside for competitions that we have run and may run in the future.
Will run in the future, yeah.
We will. We tend to do it when we get to a bit of a milestone.
Yes.
So
keep subscribing, because I've noticed that about 1/3 of our watchers aren't subscribed.
Oh, okay. If you haven't subscribed, please
do, because as soon as we get to another milestone, we will be having more competitions.
Yes,
we really still want to grow this channel.
We do, absolutely. Please like, subscribe, share our videos with your friends if you think they would enjoy our company as well.
Yep.
And leave us a comment. We love to read the comments.
And do all the things.
Do all the YouTubey things, as they say. And until next time, stay crafty.